For somebody so obviously we're fans of 80s music and we're fans of
Yeah.
music in general, but the footage that you included in the film, I think would draw a lot of people in to see them live. You know, if you're just a music fan, they're well, I didn't have the good fortune of seeing them back in the day, play live, but seeing the footage really it drew me in. They seem to be a really great live band.
Definitely. They have played some, when they, the thing is when they had the number one hit in the US, they had never played live together. They had played a few shows with Bridges and a few shows with Morton's band, but I don't think it was more than like 10 shows each or something. So then they had to rehearse a lot and get some backing musicians. And in the beginning of their first tour, I don't think it was the best live band in the world. But then, with the years, and I think maybe the best live version of Aha was in the early 90s when they played in South America and everything
Yeah.
was live and they had no, it was really a live feeling. And after they came back together again from 2000 and on, it has been a little bit more. It's still great, but it's not as loose as it was in the early 90s. And Morton is more, always with the listening
Yeah.
issues and everything, which kind of, he really enjoyed it in the early 90s. Actually, if you see the footage from South America, he's
Yeah.
runs around and is really having a good time.
Can you tell me about this Rock in Rio show? I mean, what? How did this come about, and how? I mean, this is not this is a whole other part of the world, and and this was the biggest show. How many people, and how? What do you know about Rock in Rio with Aha?
The thing is that somebody told them, that you might sell less records than you used to here in Europe, but you are big, big, big in South America. And in those days, you didn't, a lot of sales were, under the radar. You didn't get the sales report. You
Yeah.
kind of, oh, we have sold 100,000 in Brazil. That's great. No, it's actually 1 million, but 900,000 of those copies are bootleg copies of
Yes.
the album, or they don't report every sale. So they had a much bigger audience in South America than they realized. Uh, because based on the official sales, it didn't seem so big. So when they actually went down there and played, it was a festival, but it was one show for each night. So you have Prince playing one night, filling it up quite good with like 60, 70,000 people. And then you have Guns N' Roses also filling it up quite good with 60, 70,000. And then you have Aha, and it just, they sell every possible ticket. And the official number was 180,000 people in that stadium. Uh, I mean, it must have looked quite empty those other two nights, but that's and they of course uh, thought that was great, but they were really sorry about the fact that MTV that had been, MTV was where they broke through and they won all the MTV Music Awards and everything, and then you know, not even 10 years later, they play Rock in Rio, and they are the only band that's not mentioned when they have a special from Rock in Rio. They don't even mention that the Aha played
Mm-hmm.
there, and they had more audience. They had twice the audience or more than the other bands. So, but no, it was in the Guinness Book of Records for years.